Mount Emei, one of China's most famous sacred mountains, where snowy trails, ancient temples, and wild nature all come together. And this is my destination. Today, I'm flying from Shanghai to Chengdu, then taking a high-speed train to Mount Emei to explore this beautiful place where nature meets culture. Come along with me on this adventure, and let's roll out! Good morning. I'm heading out to the visitor center for my shuttle bus and start my hike early in the morning because I'm really hoping to make it to the residence tonight before darkness and get some good rest for tomorrow morning. Okay, 7:20 a.m. in the morning, and here I am starting on the hike. Here's a map of Mount Emei. I started my hike at a midpoint, but obviously if you are a crazy fan of Buddhism culture, you could also hike your way here and check out a few famous temples along the way. From where I'm standing, it takes a short hike to Qingyinge, the Temple of Clear Sound, where you'll need to pick a route to the summit. The first option is a bit easier and a lot more Buddhism culture intensive. You'll hike through Wanniansi, the Temple of 10,000 Years, and make your way to Huayanding, the Huayan Summit. And the second trail is more diverse in the views and things along the way you see. You'll go through the famous, or let's say very infamous, Monkey Zone. We'll need to unpack that later. And walk by Xianfeng, the Buddha Summit Temple. And this is the trail I am taking today. The two trails will eventually meet together. And from there, a very challenging elevation increment without any break. No break at all. And all the way up to the Golden Summit. So this is a hike that's about 24 kilometers total in length and about 1,700 meter elevation gain. If you want, you can take the shuttle bus from all the way from the base to the summit. But today I think I'm gonna hike it. I'm gonna regret about this decision in 2 hours. Mount Emei is most famous for its Buddhism culture here. And speaking of the local Buddhism, there's one person you can't avoid. Mount Emei is famous for a couple of things, and Buddhism is definitely the first one. I think historically, here used to be the dojo of Samantabhadra, one of the 4 students of the Buddha. And this is the sort of sacred practice side where he educates the general public about Buddhism here. In Chinese Buddhism, each sacred mountain stands for a different spirit. And Samantabhadra stands for doing, taking actions, and vows. As the dojo of Samantabhadra, so does Mount Emei. It's not just a belief, but the way you live your life. Very soon after I started my hike, I had my first encounter with some local Buddhists.
我徒步啊，我从苏州过来的，然后走上去。
这里上去就15公里，别这里，哎呀，一路你都说高高兴兴的，快得很，你不累。
对，
是吧？
没错。
这里发心问下菩萨就会加持你。
哎，没错。
Right from the first section of the trail, Mount Emei feels like a hidden valley. Stone steps, mossy cliffs, and the sound of running water everywhere.
Alright, that's the first 1.5 kilometer. Feels like nothing.
I want you to remember this happy face, because right after Qingyinge, we entered the Monkey Zone. What the map doesn't tell you is, from here on out, it's basically monkeys territory all the way to the summit. And trust me, they're not easy to cope with. Not for a long time.
Emei is also very famous for the monkeys here. I was really hoping to see some of them, but so far I've only seen one running super quickly in front of me, and I wasn't able to capture it on my camera. I was just asking one of the staffs working here what happened to all the monkeys, and he said, I'm here too early, and they don't get up that early.
I didn't come here to see no monkey, so it's time to apply some communication skills. And you're about to see the importance of multilingualism.
Hello! And there are the monkeys. They're not scared of people at all. How you doing, buddy? I got itchy butt, hey?
The monkeys herd in Emei belongs to the family of Tibetan macaques, more commonly known as Tibetan monkeys, characterized by their strong bodies, reddish face, and long, soft fur. We are just visitors, but they have lived in the mountain forever. This section of the trail is intentionally built as a Disneyland to attract monkeys, and of course tourists. But don't be fooled, beyond this area, they're not gone. The whole mountain is basically monkey territory. Even though the monkeys here really dominate the mountain, they're still classified as a species in danger due to habitat fragmentation as a result of several decades of overharvesting in deciduous forests, as well as illegal hunting. Nowadays, hunting or doing any harm to them is strictly prohibited by laws.
Don't be fooled by their cute appearance. If you're seen holding up to any food, without a doubt they'll rip you down to your underwear.
The wild part of the story is the Emei monkeys are intelligent enough to find out that they're protected, and they really abuse that status hard. How? They rob you. You want my advice? Hide your food, stay in a group, and bring a hiking pole.
I gotta be careful of this guy. He's running after my backpack. Yeah, I can tell that from their eyes. All right, I think I'm gonna put the camera down for a little while. I am not a hiker anyways, and filming here is not helping with my speed. And well, not I want to, I have to make it to the hotel before 8 p.m. tonight because I don't have my headlamp on me. I might get lost if I still haven't got there before the darkness.
Speaking of my hotel, I booked a room at Lingjue, the Temple of Intellectuality. Yes, you heard it right, a room in the temple. Mount Emei is basically a mountain-sized temple network. Out of respect for their peacefulness, the local government did not build gondola connecting the base to the summit. Up until today, hiking for hours is still the only way to visit these temples. In turn, many of these temples let hikers stay overnight for a cheaper price. But don't expect this to work like Booking or Expedia. They don't advertise online, and to book a room for a night, you gotta do your homework online and call the temple reception directly. At least that's what I did. And the best part, these temples even serve 3 meals. They let you join the monks for a mind-purifying temple-style dining experience. Again, there are rules. Temple meals run on monk's time and are only served in a 1-hour window. If you're late, bye-bye.
It's been 2 hours since I started hiking from the bottom. I'll try to make it to Xianfeng, the Xianfeng Temple, before lunchtime, so that I can have something warm.
But there is this big obstacle between me and my hot lunch, and it's called the 99 turns. At the start of this section, the previous hikers built a Red Bull wall that's purely made of empty Red Bull cans, warning you how difficult the upcoming section is gonna be.
It was written on the Red Bull wall that from here on there is no gentle slope anymore. It'll be all the way climbing up until where I'm going to tonight. Xianfeng Temple. Something 0.2 kilometer. Obviously, people hate to this type of signs in the middle of the road. They don't want to be reminded. And I feel them. I definitely feel them right now. I'd assume, yeah, it seems to be 2.2, and it's not too bad. I've got about an hour and 5 minutes to make it there. Otherwise, I'm gonna miss my lunch. I'll have to feed us Snickers. Okay, let's go. I was so wrong about the distance. I think it was 3.6 last time I see it. One of those hopeless moments. Really not fun, this section. This section is called 99 turns, 99道拐. And it's just endless stairs after endless stairs. Xianfeng Temple, 950 meter. Almost there. All right, keep it going. Is that Xianfeng Si? Huh? That's really considerate. If you're bored here, I got a big board of the People's Republic of China's constitution for you to read in the middle of the hike. Oh, just what I need.
Right at the entrance of Xianfeng Temple, I found a cafe. Honestly, the last place I'd expect. It's named after the owner, a German shepherd, and their ad is literally completely made of coffee beans. Dog face, QR code, all of it. But the wildest part is the price. A hot latte is only 20 RMB, like $4. Up here, that's basically Buddha level of discount, considering how hard it must be to haul milk and beans halfway up a mountain.
Oh, heartwarming. And I was wrong. This is Xianfeng Si. So I'm here. It took me about 4.5 hours to climb the first 1,000 elevation. Shit. Got another 700 to go. I thought I walked pretty fast already, but still I missed my lunch. Sneakers it is.
Xianfeng Temple is also a big landmark on this hike. Beyond it, conditions shift quickly into a colder zone. The forest that was green becomes covered in snow. Along the hiking trail, the snowpack slowly melts during the day and refreezes at night, leaving the surface of the trail covered by a layer of ice that can be super slippery and difficult to hike on.
I forgot to pack my micro spikes before leaving Canada for China, and bought a very cheap pair at the shop in front of my hotel. I mean, they cost me a total of 15 RMB, which is like $2. This is way beyond my expectation. For 15, I'd be thanking God. I'd be thanking Samantha Badra if it gives me 1% extra friction to me, but actually it works way better than that.
As you climb higher, the air gets colder with every step, and I go into Mount Emei's famous winter zone, where you get to see one of its most iconic sights, Wusong, the rime ice. It forms when wet mountain fog drifts through the forest, then freezes instantly onto every branch and leaf. Unlike fresh snowfall, this is ice that grows outward, layer by layer, until the trees look like they've been turned into white coral. When the light hits it, especially in the morning, it sparkles like the whole mountain is covered in crystals. This rare natural phenomenon draws thousands of visitors every winter, and it's one of Mount Emei's signature sites. 5 hours later, I finally reached the last checkpoint before tonight's stop, Xianfeng, the elephant bathing pool. According to Buddhist legend, Samantabhadra would draw water from the pool outside of the temple to bathe his mount, a white elephant. So that story became the temple's name. From here, it's still about 2 more hours to Lingjue Temple, my residence tonight, and I'm trying to make it in time for the temple dinner. However, once again, I've got a very tight schedule.
Dinner is served between 5:20 and 6:30, which means they just started serving dinner now. I gotta hurry up. I can't tolerate another evening without a hot meal. I really need that. Okay. Run! Oh, that's it. That 50-meter sprint feels like racing in Olympics against Usain Bolt. This is my ETA, 17:48, and this figure is keeping getting delayed. ETA 18:13. Another 500 meter. Where the heck is this? Where the heck is this? Oh, good view, good view. I don't fucking care anymore. I'm gonna have dinner. I need a dinner.
Oh, and by the way, that's the Temple of Intellectuality. I forgot to take some better footage of this temple, because there's obviously something way more important than that to take care of.
师傅，阿弥陀佛。是不是还有斋饭？我刚才在。
快点到1楼去，下1楼快点。
好好好，
下到最起吧。
啊。师傅，一位还可以吃吗？
菜没有了。
No。
这出去从头左转往上面2、3分钟。
你骗我2、3分钟？
我骗你干什么？我骗你有什么好？
这是在庙里，不要妄语。Once again, I missed the timing for dinner, but the Shifu told me something even better. There are many restaurants nearby. Oh, and they're just 2 to 3 minutes away from here. That means I can not only have some hot meal, but also eat some meat. Oh, I'm a carnivore. I'm such a carnivore.
That evening, my dream came true. I shared a big meal with some people met along the hike. And it's time to get some rest.
This is actually a very decent hotel. They got a, I guess this is like a heating pad. I just turned it on and it's pretty warm right now. It's heating up the entire room. Here they got a heating bed sheet. That'll keep me warm. They even have a gear for sleeping mode so that I don't get smoked in the middle of the night. 6:25 a.m. and I am heading out to the Golden Summit to hopefully see the sunrise if the weather is nice.
The final stretch to Golden Summit is about a 2-hour hike. For this last section, there's a short section of gondola connecting the parking lot and the Golden Summit for those who can't hike but would still like to visit the Golden Summit. The trail had turned super slippery overnight due to its frozen service. Since it's still completely dark outside and I don't have my headlamp, I decided to take the gondola instead. One giant gondola that carries up to 100 people in a single ride. In a few minutes, I get to Golden Summit, where I was welcomed by the giant statue of Samantabhadra. Up here at Golden Summit, Mount Emei feels like more than a viewpoint. It's a place for the mind. Buddhists and non-Buddhists from all over China come to stand before Samantabhadra, fold their hands, and make a quiet wish. In this wind and cloud, everyone prays for the same thing: peace.
I'm generally very happy about my life, and I don't really have any ambitious wish that I hope to achieve. But I still got some incense. I guess I'll just pray for my family's safety and well-being, and maybe a peaceful world.
With my wish made at the Golden Summit, I step back into the cold and quiet. Then the horizon starts to glow. Mount Emei is about to deliver a mind-clearing sunrise.
Epic. So that's about it. It's not the most epic sunrise I've ever seen. Also, I think the weather could be nicer, but still, I get to see a part of the sunrise at least, and that's better than nothing. Well, I guess sometimes imperfection is a type of perfection, and you can't have all the good things in the world. Just gonna be thankful for this beautiful view. I'm rewarded.